Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Good Business News. I'm Geriatric, and you're lucky to be here. The accolades and positive comments for GBN continue to drip in like slow molasses. This week, we heard from Aaron Whitaker, who says that Good Business News is the only news he watches. Thank you, Aaron. You are the smartest guy I know, and probably greatly underinformed. Listen, you know what the bad news is out there. Now, you're going to hear the Good Business News. Grocery store Publix made news this week when they announced that over the next few weeks, they'll be buying fresh produce and milk from farmers and donating it directly to Feeding America food banks. They also recently donated $2 million to Feeding America, but still, no word on what aisle I can find the ketchup on. Always eludes me. A local insurance company, DeBerry Insurance, recently announced an opportunity to do good while keeping that mug of yours covered from germs. They're selling face masks for $5 and donating the proceeds to local food banks. That's one face mask that won't get you a 15-yard penalty, am I right? Another company doing good out there is Wlins. It's pronounced Wlins in Spring Hill. This past week, they've been giving out free lunch to firefighters and police officers as a thank you for keeping us safe. Way to go, Wlins. That is some delicious good business news. Now, we go to the MyPillow hotline and are joined by a member of the President's Coronavirus Task Force and director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. That's a long title. Dr. Anthony Falchi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jerry, for having me. I am a big fan of business news, and I'd like to report that...
Nobody needs to hear about that. Nobody's a bigger fan of good business news than me. Nobody. Not China. Nobody. Definitely not China. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I take that as a high compliment, which was also perfect. And thank you, Dr. Falchi, for joining us on the MyPillow hotline. I don't know about you, but after this COVID-19 stuff, I could use a good massage. A great option for that is Therapeutic Hands Massage in Spring Hill. Casey Lauritsen and her team are in their 7th year in business, and they know what it takes to get the knots out of your bulging neck. Since the COVID-19 outbreak, Casey's business was required to close, so she has since been homeschooling her son and doing lots of science projects. Therapeutic Hands Massage is excited to be back open on Friday, May 1st. So make sure you go support them while also getting rid of the extreme amount of quarantine stress you've been carrying in those shoulders of yours. And speaking of getting back to work, we're joined now on the Centrum Silver Hotline by the Executive Director of the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, Becca Melton. Thank you for being here, Becca.
Thanks for having me, Jerry.
You're here today to announce for the first time the Maury County Small Business Stabilization Fund. Besides having a long name, what is it?
So this was developed to offer additional relief to local businesses in Maury County in response to the COVID-19 pandemic right now.
And exactly what goes into this fund? There's money being allocated. How does it get developed?
So it started with some of the key businesses in town, namely General Motors and CPWS. They had some funding that they wanted to help the small businesses with. So they approached Maury Alliance because Maury Alliance does have a 501c3 foundation that they can take these funds into, and then they can distribute them out to the qualified candidates.
Oh, that is good business news. Thank you to those fine folks for doing this. So businesses in Maury County can apply for this fund. It's more like a grant almost, isn't it?
Right. So the typical grant amounts will be about $2,500, but up to $5,000 per grantee, and it's completely forgivable.
And the criteria for applying is what?
So they have to have had suffered some type of financial hardship due to COVID-19. They have to be located in Maury County. They have to have less than 25 full-time employees, and they have to be in good standing with the government at all levels, so federal, state, and local levels. There will be preference given to chamber members, so that's Maury County chamber members, Spring Hill chamber members, and also Mount Pleasant chamber members.
I was in the running up until you said that trouble with the federal government stuff.
I don't want to know.
So the PPP and SBA and UFOs and all those other letter of loans and grants, if you've applied for one of those, can you still apply for this?
Yes, you can still apply for this. You can note on the application how much you've previously applied for and other relief efforts, but it's just for the grant committee just to kind of understand the full picture of what your business is going through.
And what kind of things can the money be used for? Haircuts?
Good question. So it has to be used for operating expenses. So payroll, utilities, rent, mortgage, those types of things.
All things that businesses need in the course of the day. That is excellent. So the way to apply for these businesses is to do what?
So you just need to go to the Maury Alliance website. The application's right there. You'll have some documentation, I believe, that you have to submit along with it, but nothing crazy, nothing extraordinary. Lots of just easy questions that you should know as the business owner.
Excellent news. This is great for local businesses in Maury County. More funds available to you that you don't have to pay back, that you can use to keep running your business and serving the community. Thank you, Becca Melton, for joining us on the Centrum Silver Hotline.
Thanks so much for having me.
Another good business news in the books, my friends. Keep looking out for your neighbors and stay healthy, my friends. Another company doing good is Wlins.
I'm President Donald J. Trump.
And I'm President and I'm Dr. Falchi, not President.